welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica. Along with me, we have Efremzimbalist Randle. How'd I do?
You did well.
Okay, great. Well, I think from here on, I'll just call you Efrem. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, great. So Efrem is back, and actually we had him on the show, but I think last year around this time, and it was because it was your birthday.
Yes, ma'am.
Not many times we have people on the show because of their birthday, but your birthday is pretty special. I think a lot of folks think their birthday is special, but with yours in particular, proceeds from your birthday go back into the community. You have every year now, the fourth annual.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and it's a scholarship ceremony. So you use all the proceeds from that to benefit at least 6 students in St. Mary Parish that go to West St. Mary High School, Franklin Senior High School, as well as Patterson High School, and they are given at least $1,000 in scholarship monies.
Yes,
I think I was asking you this about, you no longer live in St. Mary Parish, but you have decided to give back to St. Mary Parish, at least for 4 years that we know of. Why is that? I mean, most times when people move away, they started their life, they have their family, their life is elsewhere. What happened to you, or what made you decide, I'm going to give back continuously to my community?
Well, Ms. Danica, that question was asked to me before, and it's as simple as this. I mean, that's the place that made me. That's the character. It made me the person that you see in front of you. So I just, it just was natural for me to give back to them, to this parish, because, as I stated, it's made me the person that I am.
Who are you?
I'm Efremzimbalist Randle. I'm from Franklin, Louisiana. Grew up right down the St. Joseph Lane. Did boxing as a youth. Went to college. From college, strayed away a bit. Got back on track. Started a business, and now I'm here.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're a business owner, and I guess for you is to tell other individuals who look like you that you too can do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just keep going.
Yep, and apply yourself, right?
And apply yourself.
Yes. So we're going to talk a little bit about boxing.
Yes, ma'am.
We're talking about your birthday right now. Now, your birthday's in May,
Yes, ma'am.
right? And that's when the event is. And it's a black tie affair, May 25th from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. It's going to be held at the former Legion on the Bayou, 1330 Irish Bend Road. And it is a black tie affair. Why so dressed up for your birthday?
I think something that's so significant should be celebrated in the highest form. And to me, black tie is the highest form of celebration. So, of course, that's the way we had to do it.
Yep. The colors are white and silver with a splash of blue.
With a splash of blue.
It's a party, but so what else is going to be happening now? It's kind of entertainment, right?
Yes, ma'am. What we're going to do is we're going to have the scholarships, of course. We're going to have that. And also what we're going to be giving away is the EBP Community Champion Award. Last year, Miss Liddell, she won it. And hopefully this year we'll have somebody just as competent. I'm going to say that, competent. Yeah. Somebody that gives back to the community. Now, this award goes to a person that gives back, but normally doesn't get the recognition within the community that most get, like the politicians and people of that nature.
Okay. So technically, you're giving away to at least 7 students, right?
Well, this is not actually a student. This is a volunteer in the community that doesn't get the recognition.
Gotcha.
So we decided to shine a little light on that person.
Okay, so the students and adults are getting something from this.
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking of this, now we're doing this in the month of March, and your birthday event is not until May. But you're looking for sponsors, and
incorrect.
Oh no,
we're doing it in May. May 25th, actually.
Okay, and when's your birthday?
May 23rd.
Oh, okay, a few days apart. Okay, yes, I got you.
Yes,
so your birthday must fall within the week.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but we're talking about this today because you're looking for sponsorships, and for you, sponsorships are not just solely monetary sponsorships.
No, ma'am. What I'm looking for is not just a person to just donate money, but to donate time, donate themselves, him or herself, to create ideas, help me with ideas, and to do volunteer work in the community as well. Right. So I'm looking for actually partners in the community.
Right.
Yeah.
And since you've been doing this for 4 years, how how receptive has this been?
All I can say is they're coming around. It's initially just like anything else. It takes time to build, to get that momentum, and it's gradually coming. We gradually getting more and more support. Right. So I'm hoping this year we garner a little more.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you were able to raise at least $6,000 because at least those funds are going to the schools, at least 3 schools in the parish, to 6 students, yes, correct? And also, you do other things. I mean, there's a cleanup that you do in the St. Joseph community. You participate in a bike giveaway. Tell us a little bit about those things. Why, particularly St. Joseph?
Well, that's this is the first time we're actually doing it in St. Joseph. But I was talking to Mr. Ed, Mr. Tiger, and he was telling me about the cleanup that they do in Franklin, Louisiana, and actually within the city limits. So we fall outside the city limits. We fall out in outside the city limits, which is it's still encompassed within the parish. So I decided, if they can do it, well, we need to do it as well. Gotcha. So that's why I decided to do it. Awesome. And it's going to be March 9th. No, I'm sorry, March 10th. We're starting off at 2 o'clock. We're going to probably end at 5 o'clock. We're going to have the refreshments and everything. So all you have to do is come out and volunteer.
Awesome. We're going to take a short break, but come on back right here on The Voice of the Coast with yours truly. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, my guest is Efremzimbalist Randle, who's the owner and founder of EBP Scholarship Ceremony, but also soon to be the founder of the EBP Community Boxing Club. Now, you kind of told us a little bit about your history, includes boxing in your lifetime. I think it's great. Kind of take us down that road, how you got started in boxing.
I remember like it was yesterday. It was a flyer that was posted at a school that I was attending. And I ran home and I told my mom about it. I wasn't that good in baseball. So I was like, well, can I participate in the boxing club? And she was like, well, you can participate, but how you gonna get the practice is this and that, this and that. So I'll run the practice. That was my thing because you had to run anyway. So I started it off and I eventually got better at it and better at it and better at it. I ended up going to the Golden Gloves and then I ended up going to nationals. And I had the privilege to go to California, Los Angeles, California. I trained under a guy named Monroe Brooks, getting ready for the Olympics and everything. And then, yes ma'am, but unfortunately I didn't go because my mom was a stickler for me being away from home. So I ended up going back to school, to college at UNO. And from there, I just, everything just dissolved from there. I just didn't, I didn't finish, I didn't follow up on it. But, it was always a legacy, not legacy, it always inspired me to come back and give back to the community in that form as well. That's my thing. Boxing is my thing. So that's the way I wanted to give back as well.
Right. I think that's great. I mean, to go that far and still have that love for it and then want to share it. Now, you and I were talking before this and having the EBP Scholarship Ceremony, a lot of this started because of the rising or the increase in violence in the community.
Yes,
so we talked about why boxing.
Well, the discipline, the discipline. I mean, it taught me a lot, but the thing I took away from it the most was discipline, because there's a lot of times that, I could have steered and went the wrong way, and because I had the discipline, I stayed boxing. I maintained the discipline there, so that's why I'm here now. Right.
So with that, you would like to bring boxing to St. Mary Parish, and there are at least 3 locations you're scouting. It would be in Morgan City, Patterson, and Franklin. I asked you, you went as far as Golden Gloves, but who did you, compete against? I mean, where were other other boxing clubs?
Well, we competed locally within the state, within the parish. We actually competed against some guys here in Morgan City. One guy, a local guy, Darren Van Horn, he actually ended up being a world champion. He and I shared a few conversations, but I done fought against people all over the United States, actually. Right. Yeah.
And boxing, seemingly, it opened up doors for you to meet, celebrities. It also opened up doors for you to maintain what you were learning at home, and like you said, even discipline.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think? What if you didn't have boxing in your life?
Oh wow, I think I would have strayed. I mean, it prevented me from doing a lot of things that I see these guys are doing now. That's why I believe it's imperative for me to give back in that form as well.
So, and the way to do that is to actually participate in the scholarship ceremony. So we'll give one more shout out to that. Diamonds Are Forever, of course, that's EBP presents Diamonds Are Forever. It's going to be Saturday, May 25th. If you'd like to participate, it doesn't have to be, just to come and participate and dress up in black tie, but you can also be a a sponsor. You can go to ebpcommunity.org to participate. It's going to be at 1330 Irish Bend Road, again, May 25th, 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. Go out, have a good time, enjoy yourselves, but also be a participant in giving back to the community, and this is a really good way to do so.
Yes.
I love the idea that a boxing club is slated to come to St. Mary Parish, not just one, not just two, but three.
Absolutely.
And having young men and women to come out and participate and really be able to channel a lot of that anger and energy that, you know, young people have.
Yeah. And not only the boxing, we also going to require them to be academically sound as well. They have to have there will be requirements for that. So you just won't just come to box. You will be, you know, academically sound. And there are other programs that we're going to include. I think we're going to be partnering with Ms. Tranisha. She's going to be including the program as well.
Yeah. And speaking of which, let's talk about some of the people very quickly. We're going to go ahead and go to break. But you have reached out to 3 local mayors: Lee Dragna, Eugene Fulcard, Rodney Grogan, who are also on board. Also, the Fraternal Order of Police in St. Mary Parish, who also you're going to be giving a presentation shortly to talk to them about that. So we thank you very much for keeping a lot of that and bringing it back to St. Mary Parish. So again, an early happy birthday to you, and hopefully it goes on with a success.
I thank you for that.
No problem.
I really thank you for that. And I want to mention one person, Miss Liddell, also, because she helps me coordinate a lot of things outside of what you see.
Awesome, thank you. We'll see you guys shortly. Come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica. Along with me, we have Tammy Arceneaux, who is the coordinator of, Surviving the Swamp for Mel. Now, if you are a fan of Naked and Afraid, well, I know Miss Tammy was not a part of Naked and Afraid.
No.
Especially not having your husband in the studio with us. But you were a part of, I'd say, the cast, behind the scenes. Naked and Afraid really garnered a lot of interest, especially when they came to Louisiana. And Melanie Rosher was one of the contestants back in 2016. Kind of tell me a little bit about the organization itself, what you guys are doing in honor of Melanie.
Well, since they've done the show here, we just, I've always wanted to bring the community together, and because, we love when people come here and do things like that. So, unfortunately, the reason we're bringing it together is because she passed away. And that's it, is to honor her. So part of the benefit, the fundraiser we're doing, we're going to honor her and bring awareness to PTSD, which is what she suffered. She struggled with.
And if you were a fan and you watched the show, Melanie Rosher was quite the unique character. She had a very big heart for children, as well as for other military veterans, because she herself was a military vet. Kind of tell me a little bit about Mel, what you know about her.
Well, she did. She was she had a big personality. She had came back and visited us, and we went walking. We actually found some, it's called cucamelons. Okay. That's what I'll call them. And we decided we were going to try and cook them and eat them. And I'm like, are you sure this is not poison? I mean, because she's the one that was out in the wild doing all that. But we did, and she was supposed to come back and let's do it again, but she never could make it back down. But big personality. Wanted to help vets. She was a vet herself, and she wanted to help other veterans who struggle with PTSD. And she actually did work with kids that of military families too in Arizona.
Now you're talking about cooking. Speaking of cooking, tell me exactly how you fit in that as far as cooking for the cast.
Well, my husband was the boat driver. To brought Melanie out, and he would bring all the crew back and forth and everything during the whole time that they were here. And we cook here in Louisiana, so especially South. And so I did cook for the production crew, and they came to the house a couple of times to eat. And we did do the wrap party, and so Raymond Price did the jambalaya, and I cooked the gumbo. So we had the wrap party at our house.
Let me tell you something. I know you were probably dealing with a lot of people who are from California. What was that interaction like when you said, I'm going to cook and you come over to my house?
Well, when Greg was driving, Johnny around in the boat, and he had his sister here, and they were looking for a place to go eat, and he said, well, my wife's cooking, y'all can come eat and everything. And he's like, she was like, but you just met me and you're inviting us to eat. And I'm like, and he's like, well, yeah, you know, that's what we do. And that is what we do here.
And you're right. And speaking of what you do, I mean, we do things beyond just cooking. We organize events for people such as Surviving the Swamp for Mel. And that's going to be April 6th this year from 9 to 5 p.m. at Lakin Park. It's going to be at the Beach Pavilion. And proceeds, tell me about the proceeds, because it's not a free event, but there's going to be so much that's going on during this event.
So the proceeds, Melanie's mom, Miss Catherine, they did a fundraiser event in Arizona, and they donated the proceeds to PTSD Foundation of America. So that's why we decided, well, we're going to do it. We're going to give to the same program, and they actually help vets all over. They're major places in Texas, but they do have money that they help all over the country for veterans dealing with PTSD. And so that's where the proceeds are going to be going. I think that's great. I mean, especially in the world where we're trying to always bring awareness to mental health. So I think that's great for what you guys are doing and getting the community involved. And we'll talk a little bit more about the event and what's going to go on. What are you paying your money for? What's it going to be? And also, it's a family event. So bring the kids, even if they're 4 and under, it is free. But if you want to know more about the event, just go to Eventbrite and look up Surviving the Swamp for Mel. We're going to take a short break, so come on back right here on The Voice of the Coast with yours truly. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. I'm talking to Tammy Arceneaux, who is the coordinator of Surviving the Swamp for Mel. Melanie Rosher was a contestant on Naked and Afraid. Not just a contestant, she and one other individual won while they were here in Louisiana in 2016. And I can tell you, I heard the mosquitoes were so bad. They're bad for us when we have on clothes. So I can imagine if you are naked. That definitely would make me afraid. So Melanie, of course, lost her battle. She suffered from PTSD. But you guys are doing something in her honor and bringing awareness to PTSD, and that is Surviving the Swamp. It is a fee-based event, but it's educational, and it's going to be for the entire family. Individuals who are 4 and under can go for free. But tell me a little bit about what's going to happen, what's going on, what type of activities? So for the bushcraft skills, which the survivalists from the Discovery Naked and Afraid, they're coming from all over the country to come and do this, and which is amazing that they're coming. So they're going to do water purification, fire building, shelter building, dead man traps to trap small animals, and also fish traps. So they're going to be doing all of that and showing how to make things and do things. And we may be able to have some interaction. Some of the people coming to the event may be able to interact with that. But that is the skills that the cast members, survivalists, will be doing. Awesome. And then you'll get to do autographs with them, pictures, Q&A with them. Great, great people to meet.
Awesome. And who are some of those individuals? We know that Melanie, of course, she was one of the winners, but who are some of the other cast members that will be in attendance, especially for folks who watch Naked and Afraid?
Well, with Melanie was Jeremy McKay. Jeremy is actually from near Monroe, Louisiana, and this was one of the places he did not want to come, was the swamps of Louisiana. Yes. But he did. He came here, and he was actually with someone before when he and Michelle were inserted. And then Michelle had the mosquitoes and the rain was so bad for her. And so he actually did Melanie and Jeremy. So then Jeremy McKay is going to be coming here. Then we have Jermaine, who did the Frozen with Jeremy. Joe, we have Kat Sibley, who has done, and we have a lot more, but Kat has also been helping us put on the event, helping us with some ideas and stuff to put on the event too.
There is going to be a guest speaker, someone who will be speaking in addition to all the activities. Who's that?
It's Adam Sibley. He's Kat Sibley's husband. Yes, he's military. He struggled with PTSD, so he will be speaking on that on that.
You know
Yeah.
who I can see in attendance? Obviously, families. Any family could be here. But
Yeah.
Boy Scouts, I think this would be great for Boy Scouts. Also, our military veterans, they would
Yeah.
definitely, this would be great for them to come out. If you would love to hear more about this, or fans of the show, Naked and Afraid, it's going to be April 6th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Lakin Park. It's going to be at the Beach Pavilion. If you want to know more about this, make sure to go to Eventbrite. Check out the event in more depth and also get your ticket. All the proceeds will go to the PTSD organization. Miss Tammy, I know this has been kind of a huge undertaking for you, but anything you'd like to tell the folks at home who are watching right now?
Well, and if you want more information too, you can go on Surviving the Swamp from Mail on Facebook, and you can get it's a public page that'll have the flyer.
Awesome.
The flyer that will be up on there, and more information. You can contact me, 985-518-3964.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing this event with everybody. We really do appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe to us on Facebook. We're KWBJ TV 22.